Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, how have you been? I hope you've been staying safe and you've not been disturbing your parents too much. Now we are going to discuss an interesting topic, another interesting topic in biology. As you know, we all have a lot of interesting topics in biology. We are going to be answering the question, where do babies come from? As you guessed right, we are going to discuss reproductive system. First, let's recall some of the things that we've talked about under this topic. It is not a new topic. We've been discussing it since basic science days. So we have what is reproduction? We define reproduction as the process by which living organisms give rise or produce or bring forth their young ones. We do not use the process by which living organisms give birth to their young ones, and I've explained that to you before in class. So you are going to drop the comment for me there. Why don't we use the word give birth to their young ones? So we also discussed the types of reproduction in our SS1. We also discussed the types of reproduction, in which we have sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual and asexual reproduction. Now, sexual reproduction is the major one that we are going to be discussing today, but we talked about asexual reproduction in SS1 when we even gave it example when we discussed reproduction in lower organisms such as unicellular animals and invertebrates. So you have some examples of asexual reproduction. We have budding. This occurs in hydra. This is something we all know before. We have fragmentation. We have fragmentations, which occurs in some invertebrates such as starfish. We have binary fission, and binary fission occurs in amoeba and binary fission. For sexual reproduction, and then you also have vegetative propagation and so on and so forth. For sexual reproduction, there are two major types. We have conjugation, which occurs in paramecium, conjugation, and this has also been discussed in our SS1. And then the last one is fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes. We have fusion of gametes, which brings me to an interesting topic, an interesting question you've been taught in physics. What is the difference between fusion and fission? Because under asexual reproduction we have binary fission, while under sexual reproduction we have fusion of gametes. That is another exercise for you to do. You've been taught in physics before. Or if you cannot recall what you were taught in physics, you can just use your dictionary to tell me the difference between the both. Fusion of gametes. This is the aspect of reproduction that we are concerned about today. We have fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes is a type of sexual reproduction which involves the fusion of the male and female gamete. That is the fusing. When something fused together, it means when something merged together. The fusing of the male and the female gamete. But before we talk about this process, how it occurs, let's look at the structure and function of the reproductive system. So we are going to come and discuss reproduction in human being. Structure and function of the reproductive system. So we have the human reproductive system here. This is a side view. This is the side view of the longitudinal section through a male reproductive system, and this is the side view of the longitudinal section through a female reproductive system. For the male reproductive system, we start with the testes, part of the male reproductive system, testes. Testes, this is where the male gametes are produced. What are the male gametes? We call it, the scientific term is spermatozoon, or the sperm in short. This is where the sperm is produced. Then, when the sperm is produced by some tubules within the testes that are called the seminiferous tubules. Some tubules within the testes called the seminiferous tubules are the ones that produce the sperm. Once the sperm is produced by the seminiferous tubules, they are temporarily stored in the epididymis. Eventually, they move from the epididymis to the seminal vesicle, where they are stored until they are ejaculated out of the body. So they store temporarily in the epididymis, while they store at least for a longer period in the seminal vesicle. Now, we have some glands that produces some hormones that contributes to the seminal fluid. What is the difference between the seminal fluid and the sperm? The sperm is the male gamete. The sperm is the male reproductive gamete. Why the... Go. So I've mentioned some parts of the male reproductive system, the testes. This is the, I almost forgot, this is the singular form. For the plural form, we use E instead of I. The testes, within the testes, we have the seminiferous tubules, which are the ones that are producing the sperm mainly. And then the testes is enclosed within the scrotal sac. The scrotal sac, also called the scrotum, that is the ball-like structure that is in the external part of the male body. Now, so then we also mentioned the epididymis, which stores the sperm temporarily, and the seminal vesicle, which stores the sperm for a longer time. So as I said, the seminal fluid contains much more than the sperms. It also contains some secretion by some glands. We have some glands within the body. You have the prostrate gland that contributes to the seminal fluid. We also have the corpus gland. We have the corpus gland, and so on and so forth. All these glands, they produce some hormones such as fructose, some substances such as fructose, that energizes the sperm. Now, the sperm is motile, it moves. Unlike the female head that is non-motile, the sperm has a tail that it uses in swimming. So the seminal fluid gives the sperm its energy that it uses in moving. Then we also have the corpus gland that produces fructose, citric acid, to nourish the sperm. Then we have the external part of the male reproductive system. When the sperm is stored here in the seminal vesicle, it is passed through the ejaculatory duct, to the urethra. There is a major difference between the male and female reproductive system is the urethra performs the function of only urine, which is excretion in females. But in males, it performs three functions. We call the urethra a urinogenital organ in male. It is a urinogenital organ in male because it performs the function of urine, which is excretory system, and also functions as a reproductive organ. That is, it is an intromittent organ for introducing sperm into the female. So the urethra in male pass through the penis, which is the reproductive organ in male. So the urethra functions, as I told you, urinogenital organ for urine, excretory function, as well as for reproductive function for introducing sperm into the female. Now there is a job. Of course. Okay, I'm trying to. So there is like a door that regulates the opening and closing of the vagina, called the cervix, which is not labeled in that structure, basically because we can see it better if it was the front view. Then we have the external structure of the female reproductive system. We have two folds of skin covering and closing the whole structure. So you have the labia majora and labia minora. The two folds of skin, the labia majora, then within the labia majora, we have the labia minora. Then, as I mentioned before, the external opening for the reproductive system in female is the vagina. So this also opens out through the front, through the outside. The urethra also opens. Another structure that can be found in the external part of the female is the clitoris. The clitoris, it has just one function for now. Its other functions are not known, except that it stimulates the female during sex. Now, that is all for today. Inshallah, in our next class, we are going to be discussing the development of the embryo, how the child develops in the mother's womb, the stages of birth, and so on and so forth. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comments or contact me using this number on WhatsApp. You can contact me on WhatsApp using this number or send me an email on biolalabi@rocketmail.com. I hope today's class was rocketmail.com. Or also call this drop a message on WhatsApp with this number using the Unicode. Now, I hope you were able to pick one or two things from today's class. For our assignment, let's compare and contrast the male and the female reproductive system. Compare and contrast the male and the female reproductive system. I hope you stay safe. Help your mom and your dad at home. Can help them to do one or two things. Ramadan Mubarak. I hope the fasting is going well. In fact, I am sure it is going well. Since you are just at home, relaxing, enjoying yourself, may Allah accept it as an act of ibadah and protect us and our family and friends. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.